everyone, Megan here at MK Fitness. So today I want to talk about running and I want to give you 3 helpful tips for you to get the best out of your running. Tip 1 is about the location. So where are you thinking about running? Oftentimes what people will do is they'll come out their house, they'll do a nice big loop and then they'll go back home. But the problem with doing this is every footpath is made on a slant. If this is something that you've never noticed before, what can happen is that if you are doing circles for your running, you will find sometimes people can get hip problems or ankle problems. So doing a circle is absolutely fine, but one day go left and then the other way go right. Just vary it and just keep this as a consideration to prevent any injuries. Tip number 2 is thinking about foot placement. So this is very, very important, and oftentimes this is main reasons why people suffer from injuries is how their feet land while they run. What you will find is the majority of people land on their heel. So what we do is as we run, our heel hits the floor and we pick it up and we keep going again and again. So with this is a lot of pressure that runs up our body. So as a good test, what you can do is if you simply just stand here, lift up your toes and just take a few jumps. So from here, just jump, jump. So with that, I can already feel there's tension coming up my knees, a little bit in my hips and even in my back. So what you'll find is that people will have very thick trainers and that takes a little bit of the impact, but rather than do that, we should just land in a better position, which will be on the balls of our feet, and then we won't feel the pressure as on the heel. So if you're unsure with how you run at the moment, the best thing to do is to record yourself. So what you can do is just set up a camera, just run at your kind of normal average pace, back and forth, and what you want to do is watch it in slow motion and just concentrate on your feet position and where your feet are landing. If you do find that you are landing incorrectly, this is something that you need to re-record and check that you're improving in your landing position. One more tip about landing is where your foot is landing in the position of your body. We don't want the foot to land in front of us, so we want the center of gravity to be in line. So again, record yourself and see that when you're running, as your leg pushes back and comes forward, it comes back in line with the body. And finally, the 3rd tip I'm going to give you today is the position of your torso. So when we run, we do want to think about our abdominals being engaged. So we want to think about if someone was to punch us, we want to keep it nice and tight. Often what I find is when people run is they think nice and tall and they're running very much in a straight kind of upright torso as we run. But the problem with doing this is I'm thinking of my legs lifting up and then back down. So by doing that, I'm putting all the pressure in my quads and my hip flexors. If you find that when you do long distance, your quads and your hip flexors get very tight and fatigued, that's because you're not running in the best way, which is by using your glutes. So these bad boys are what we should be using when we run, but oftentimes we do not do it properly. So what we need to think about, rather than lifting up, we need to think about leaning slightly forward. And as we run, we want to think of pushing off with the back foot, that we're then using our glutes. So think of it like a sprinter. You'll see that they're leaning forward, but it's not just at the end, it's throughout the movement, because that's how they're using that leg drive and really using their glutes to help them in that run. So those are my 3 tips for you today. And if you are after any more tips and tricks, please don't hesitate to contact me. Thanks for watching. Bye.